Evening, guys. We'll just give a couple of minutes to rest of us, and then we'll start with questions.
Sir, can I ask some question before we start? Hello.
Yes, yes. Go ahead, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Oh, iska. I mean, the domain, right? So domain does matter. Domain matter करता है क्या? कि मतलब ये डोमेन में काम करना चाहिए ऐसा. Because for example,
See, for
vacancies.
example, if I am hiring for a healthcare product,
Yes,
hmm,
yes.
and you happen to have a healthcare experience, obviously that will be an advantage.
Okay, because in my company, bank domain is there.
Hmm.
I mean, bank domain. There is a vacancy for bank domain. Okay, so they
Hmm.
are asking actually, you are working in bank domain or not, right?
Hmm.
Because my background is in insurance. Actually, I work
Hmm.
as insurance and different. I mean,
See, what
domain.
happens is
Yeah.
if your agile fundamentals are strong, and if you can handle teams, then
Hmm.
they can overlook that.
Okay.
So, but it is an advantage. But if you can show it during the interview that you have the uh, pulse of how to run a software team, identify issues and solve it, and that sort of leadership skills you have, then they can overlook this particular aspect of your profile. So if let us say I have healthcare experience, but if I am now going for a banking domain interview and I am able to impress these guys with the kind of information or examples or practices that I know, then they may overlook these uh, that. But not every company is bothered about domain. Yes, there are few jobs which are like that, but there are others that don't care about particular domain.
Okay. And one more question is that framework. Okay, so what
Hmm.
kind of framework actually you work previously, like that actually question asked. So framework in the sense what actually Scrum framework, right?
Yes. So, in your experience, have had experience in handling waterfall teams? Then, how did you transform that into agile teams? And in agile, Scrum, Kanban, Safe, XP, what is that you are using? So,
Mhm.
Scrum is a different framework. Kanban, as we'll see, is a different one. Safe is completely different. So, what sort of? But these are the only three main ones. XP hardly anybody is using in this country.
Okay.
Uh, XP is a very fast system. We don't have that sort of here. But that's what they mean by the framework.
Okay. And one more question was Kanban. Regarding actually Kanban, have you worked on Kanban framework like that? So that was not actually because actually I have given today. No, I have given two interviews.
Oh, you have
uh,
done two interviews.
yeah, but first interview is gone okay because whatever you said,
Oh,
no,
that is why you were asking me for
yeah, yeah,
metrics.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Because what happened, no, whatever you, I mean, I mean, you taught us, right, based from beginning. So everything actually, I, explained them. So he was very happy, first interview. But second interview, I mean, I have given, right, second interview also. So there actually, he asked actually which framework, how you work on Kanban, you work with banking domain like that actually, then
Hmm.
estimation technique, what estimation technique you use. So I actually explained that, planning poker, then bucket, that,
Bucket size.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that like that actually, but not that much impressive because if
That's
it
fine
is,
because we haven't covered it. That's fine.
yeah,
That's
yeah, but I explained good way actually. So we'll
good.
see.
Good.
But he said, okay, first actually morning, na, he said, okay, if you work on banking domain, that is, I mean, advantage for us. but we'll see. Like that, actually, he said. Otherwise, then everything actually, all questions. I mean, I have given the all. I mean, answer all questions answer.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Imagine after 1 month what sort
Yes,
of
sir.
standard you will have.
Yeah, because fully confidence actually, whatever he asked, right? So means backlog, then this ceremonies, all ceremonies, whatever ceremonies are there, and all
Mm,
things,
mm,
yeah,
mm.
definition of ready, definition of done, like that actually everything inside what. Now I have given an example of login screen. For that actually, what is validations and all like that. Then
Good.
dependency and what you said, right, invest principle, so I explain everything that.
Nice.
So it was, I mean, yeah,
Good.
this I got some confidence, yes.
That's good.
Today.
See, this is the game. You need to give interviews, and even if it went bad, doesn't matter. You learn
Yeah,
from it and go and go. But I would say that before giving interviews, have a one mock interview used by. So Star Agile team will provide you three mock interviews.
yeah,
Money you have paid is valid for three mock interviews. So use at least one of them before going for a real time interview, and ideally use all three of them within 45 days. Don't wait for even 2 months, or that waste your interviews there, because whatever mistakes you are going to make it in those mock interviews. But good,
yeah.
I hope that was not for decent
Yes.
companies that you gave. uh, but
No,
still,
I
see,
have given in house only, my LTI, my entry only, because I'm on bench, right? So they are allocating me this thing.
okay,
So
okay,
I have updated my CV as a Scrum Master.
very good.
Over the, I mean, 8 years plus 8 years experience like that actually.
Okay. What you will realize is, as you go into more and more into the industry, you
Yes.
will realize that what you are covering here is more than sufficient.
Yeah, yes, right. Whatever
I'm
he
going to,
asks, actually, whatever he asked, right, morning. So you already everything you have explain in our these sessions, all sessions. Yeah,
if you are interested in Agile, then there is no problem. But
yeah,
if you're not interested, then I can't help it. But if you're
right.
interested, then whatever we are covering is Kanban. I'm going to cover it so deeply that you will not even find Agile coaches knowing this much. Okay. So this is not because I am great. It is because I happen to work in those environments where I had to use those skills. I actually went in a organization, this was few years back, and Scrum was not working, and Scrum is all I knew. But this was a different team. This was not a core development team, and I was beaten left, right, and center. And my CTO is the one who hired me. He was American guy, and he's telling me, Joy, I think talking to you, I made a mistake. And I'm thinking, what the hell, man? So then I realized that I'm in a soup. So I would have, of course, jumped onto another company. I was always confident of my interview skills, but I said, what if I land up in a similar situation again? What do I do? So then I researched, and then for the first time, I understood that not so primarily two kinds of teams are there. One who are into core development, they don't have features, they are going to build feature after feature because their product is very new, or even if new, or maybe 20-30%, but they need to build products. They will create feature after feature, but there are certain teams, the feature is already there, the product is pretty mature, it is in production issues are coming, and you have to handle client. So when you have to handle client and production issues are there, those are very tough teams to handle because it is utter chaos.
Yeah,
And especially Indian companies, they don't have a vision. They are very short-sighted. Anything goes bad, they are quick to blame people. Very toxic culture also. So what do you do in such situations? Well, um, so Kanban is a method which you use to handle support teams. It is based on handling the flow of tickets. So, and I'll get into that. Let's not go deep now. But Kanban is a method which is useful for precisely your support teams, infrastructure teams, DevOps teams, or if you only have a QA team to handle, if you only have a UI team to handle, those sorts of teams which have primarily, if out of the 100 tickets they are doing, it is 60-70% of them are bugs. So bugs is the delivery of bugs into production is their real work. So those sorts of teams, Scrum will not work at all. And unfortunately, a lot of Scrum masters, they have no idea on Kanban, and they want to forcibly use Scrum under those situations. It is going to fall flat. It will not work. It is Kanban which is going to work. How it works, how to create that board, how to manage the flow, I'll show you everything.
Yeah, but in interview, actually, we have to say that actually, yes, we work. Actually, someone is asked, how you work on Kanban
Yes,
environment?
I have worked for Kanban. I had a support team where
Okay.
the product was pretty mature, and but we were primarily we were working on support tickets, bugs, critical bugs, release cycle were short. So and yes, I have worked with, and for Kanban, this is how I did it. Blah blah blah. I'll go through that for 2 days. Okay,
Okay.
don't worry. You'll be an absolute expert in Kanban. No worries. I'll give
In
you enough information also. You want to get into you want to research more into it. I'll tell you those also, how you can get into more and more into it. Yeah, Mohammed sir.
Yeah, so my question is related to Kanban. So if my team is not using Kanban currently, so
Kanban.
how can I influence?
Hang on for Kanban. Just next week, Thursday, maybe we'll start discussing. We'll get in depth, okay? Because I have to cover the underlying concepts first. But you can still ask. I'll try to not get into too much detail, but
Yeah, it's a very generic. It's not something related in depth to the Kanban. So how can we influence the our organization to switch from the traditional method to the Kanban method?
so what is
So
the
can we
tradition?
do?
What is the
Traditional
tradition?
method is just getting the tickets in any of the snow. We use snow service now. So we get the tickets there. We just resolve it. We have an incident review call. That's it.
So
So
it's
we
not
are
the
not
team.
tracking
You
it
have to.
properly.
It's not the team. It is the higher ups, the C-level executives. They have to buy the idea. They have to understand that the productivity has to increase, and a multifold increase in productivity is possible. How you are going to assess how the team is performing? Do you have the metrics? If you're not using any framework, how are you going to even understand the metrics? So where the tickets are getting blocked, which stage of the bug the ticket is getting blocked, which status the ticket is spending its most time on. If you don't have that kind of information and insight, how are you going to improve the team? So you have to explain them the entire thing. But it is the C-level executives or the higher ups, they can understand. And if they understand it, then they will be the one who will be pushing it to the teams. So you're only best,
Yeah.
and of course, and you can do a pilot.
Yeah.
Let's do it for 20 days. Let's do it for 30 days. If it doesn't work, we'll go back to our normal things.
Okay.
So that's the easy. But how to transform? So basically, your question is how to transform a traditional or a waterfall organization into an agile. This is what your real question is.
Yeah. How to that actually you told you will cover in the later part. But my organization like if my team is that they are reluctant to use this because they have to spend a lot of money on this. So how can I influence them to go in this way?
Now,
Is it doable? Is it doable
this
or
question is going to be asked to you if I appear for an interview today. This is the first question they will ask me. So This is a experienced agile coach interview question that you are asking. It is bloody hell to how to transform a particular organization into. This is the mother of all questions in agile: how to transform and get a buy-in from the teams, the organizations. But we'll cover it. We'll cover
Okay.
it step by step. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, let's get into the action today. Where were we? We had covered, yeah, we have to cover all of this. Okay. Oh, people are less. It's Friday. Okay. Okay, good. So then, till what questions
23,
had we
23,
covered?
23.
23. So we were on 24 now. Okay. So what is 24? This is a nice question. So how do you track progress of a sprint as a Scrum Master? Yeah, Sudipta ma'am.
As a Scrum Master, I would follow three things. First is like how many stories we are completing, that is with the help of a velocity, that I can track with the burn up charts and with the burn down charts after the
Okay.
end of the
So
sprint.
yeah, we'll cover that in detail, but you can't use velocity to track the progress of a sprint. Maybe after the sprint, yes, trends maybe, but for a particular sprint, okay, we'll talk about it. But yeah, burn down, burn up, I get you. And what are those? We'll get into details. What
Okay.
else? How do you track the progress of a
Like how many stories are going from to do to the done state?
biggest thing? What is the tool that you use? The Scrum board.
Jira board, Jira board,
The Scrum board. Scrum
the
board is
Scrum
the
board.
one which you
Hmm.
track the progress on, how many tickets are in blocked, how many are in testing, how many are in
Hmm.
code review. You one glance at that board and
Hmm.
you know what is the team doing. So that's a
Hmm.
visual representation of how you are doing in a sprint. Then, which is we call it Jira board, task board, Scrum board, whatever name you want to use. Then what is that? Then you said burn up, burn down. What is that? We'll get into it. What else? What else can I say? How do you conduct daily
Daily
stand-up?
Scrum.
Okay.
Uh,
Yes, that is there. That
daily
we are
stand,
going towards a sprint goal or not. Yes.
daily stand-ups, Jira board or a task board, and
Hmm.
burn up, burn down charts.
Hmm.
That's your basic three things. That is enough. We'll get into other things also. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Now, next question is what is the role of Scrum Master during the sprint execution? So, this is what do you do in your job? What do you do during your sprint execution? Who wants to answer this? Piali, ma'am.
We have to help the sorry, I'm sorry, Piali,
Yeah,
please
it's
continue.
okay. It's okay. You can.
Yeah, I'm just sorry.
I'll add in. No problem.
Yeah, we have as a Scrum Master, I had to help the product owner in prioritizing the tasks. That's my first thing. And second, if he's having some issues, then I have to help the product owner, and also conduct the daily Scrum, and I have to facilitate the daily Scrum, and I have to understand and observe that everyone is communicating or not. Second, have to have a clear understanding about what are the impediments they are giving, whether they are declaring the impediments or not, and then having a impediment register that has to be maintained, impediments log. I have to maintain that log, and then track the sprint, how the what are we committed and what are we delivered, what are completed, and how it is being done. That matrix also conducted in that way. I will facilitate the Scrum Master.
Okay. Yeah, the fair points. But let's just refine this more, put in more quality. So, can I say Scrum Master facilitates the Scrum events? So, not only daily stand up, it
Yeah.
starts from sprint planning to DSU to sprint review to grooming calls to retrospectives. So, I facilitate all the events. Fair enough, right? You have to mention all the events. So during a sprint execution, the Scrum Master is responsible. So what is your day-to-day task? Sir, as a Scrum Master, I run a sprint. During the running of a sprint or execution of a sprint, I facilitate all these 6 events, and then you can tell little bit details. So that's one, correct? What else? Removing impediments or helping the team to identify blockers and helping them to resolve. What kind of blockers? Blah, blah, blah. You already know. We'll get into more into it today. So now you're thinking in an organized manner that all the events, and you help the team in identifying blockers
Impediments.
and solving them. So those two are your main things. Then what else?
We can see the
Higher management. I mean, I send the status to higher management and make sure they are also in the loop.
So after the end of the sprint, you will send the reports.
Correct.
Or during also, if they need any information. You act as a communication point also from a team's perspective to the stakeholders and to stakeholders means management also. Yeah, that you can definitely say.
And I will ensure that the team is following the agile principles and practices.
Beautiful. So coaching the team on agile principles and Scrum principles or Kanban principles, whatever you are using, if it is safe principles, Kanban, Scrum. Basically coaching the team on agile principles, Scrum principles, and whatever framework you are using. That is a very good point. Yes, that's your main thing. Then what else? So 3 things: facilitating Scrum events, coaching the team on best practices. Okay, then impediments. Those 3 things, I get it. If you don't mention these 3 things, it is like telling India is a great country, but you don't know Taj Mahal or you don't know whatever crap we have. Sorry. So but you get me, right? It's basic. If you don't tell me as a Scrum Master, you are facilitating 6 events, then I have my doubts whether you are actually working as a Scrum Master or not. If you don't tell me that you help the team identifying blockers and solve them and give few examples, then I don't know what you are doing. Then if you don't tell me you coach the team on the world-class practices or the best agile practices, Scrum practices, then again, I don't know what you're doing. What are those agile practices? That we have to use an acceptance criteria. We have to do a DOR. We have to limit the work we are doing. All those things that we have to respect the capacity of the team. All of these things are your best practices or coaching. Then what else? What else? One major thing that a Scrum Master will do.
Team
Managing
collaboration. Team collaboration.
Team collaboration, yes. I mean, that's coaching only, right?
managing
Teamwork.
spillovers.
Yeah. One very important factor.
Managing spillovers.
Helping to PO in grooming session.
Yeah, that's covered under your 6 events, right? You are going to facilitate all 6 events. So grooming, review, all those. I get it. Yeah, that's a good point, but that's already covered in the. But one very important thing, in fact, 2 very important things we are missing. What is those? What are those?
Help the Scrum team to be self-organized and
Coaching. That's again coaching. Yeah, good point. Valid point. True. But again, that's one of the best practices.
Scrum Master should tell the team to take the prioritized items or user stories from the product backlog.
What is it?
Scrum Master should tell the team to take the prioritized story from the product backlog or the sprint goal. Sprint backlog.
Okay. Okay. We'll talk about it. See, prioritization is primarily PO's job. Okay. So, but Of course, SM can help, but no, this is not what this is a fair point, but this is Scrum Master is the protector of the team from external influences. And this is a big deal.
Servant leader or something.
Because he has to shield the team. What is happening is, I have a very important story. HR will ping, CEO is coming, there is a dance event. Look, out of your 11 people, 3 girls or 1 boy is dancing. Some event is happening. What happens to your sprint goal? Is it not common? Or forget HR, there could be other people who could be pinging and do something else, some organizational event, and you have a critical sprint goal, which is, so to protect the sprint goal is the primary responsibility of the Scrum Master, and he has to protect the team for external influences, which means your team's time cannot be taken by anybody. If that happens, then you have to talk to those guys. If there is an event, organizational event, some cricket match, football match, whatever they want to have, dance, CEO coming, CTO coming, all those things. Those sorts of events, if you are already accommodated that in your sprint planning, then it is fine. If your team member says, okay, I am going to participate in X event and I will not be available for 10 hours, I will dance. That is fine. I will participate in a coding competition. I will do this. There are plenty of organizational stuff that goes on. If they are declaring that upfront, that is good. There is no problem. And based on that, you have prioritized your work and given them stories. This is fine. But unplanned participation or too much participation, people forcing your team to get into organizational events, that will seriously hamper your sprint goal, and you are the only one that can protect them. You have to raise it with the organization. You have to raise it. You have to stand firm on those things. Otherwise, people also want to waste their time. Other people also encourage them to die. So at the end of the day, team suffers, and you are the protector of the sprint goal. Is this part very clear to all of us? Okay. Football खेलनी है नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं. पहले काम करना है. No, I mean, at the expense of a sprint goal, you cannot do it. So you can participate all that. There is no problem. And you can tell the management that 5% of your allocation of hours are moved to organizational events. Is that acceptable? Organization says yes. We are fine with 5%. Tomorrow, these people, get into cricket match and everything, and then the team says, oh, team is not productive, but you only organize all these events. So be very clear in the communication with the organization that, boss, 5% we are allocating, this is organizational events. Is that okay? They say, yes, it is okay. Then go ahead and do it. But Scrum Master has to protect the team. That is the bottom line, from external influences. So because the HR is also a stakeholder. Your other people who are organizing these different events are also your stakeholders, but they have to respect your sprint boundaries. If there is critical stories or features that have to be delivered, you have to put a full stop saying that your team is working on a critical release item. They are not available. That Scrum Master has to get into that business. Yeah, I think those are your 4 or 5 major points. Events, impediments, external influences, you have to protect them, ensure that sprint goal is getting met, and coaching the team into agile ceremonies and practices. Agile ceremonies and practices. Agile ceremonies and practices. Please remember these words, very helpful. It means you are an active agile practitioner. LBW हो गया. अरे, what is LBW? It means you don't watch cricket. Agile ceremonies and practices. That is what your main role is. Agile ceremonies, coaching on agile ceremonies and practices. Okay, that's the word they want to hear. Okay, fine. This is good. Is this clear? All of yes. Okay, what do you do as a, so this is your example to what do you do as in day-to-day, or what Scrum Master's activities are and all that. Okay, to question number 27 we'll get at the end because we
Okay.
have discussed like 100 times. We'll discuss it 5-7 times more during the course of this, but I hope you know. But don't give me an essay on the 26th question. Give me precise answer. 26, like an experienced Scrum Master, 1, 2, 3, 4, like ta. Exact points. Okay. Question number 27. What is the role of product owner? This is interesting question. So do you have the understanding of what a PO does? So they will not ask you, very good, now you have studied. What is the role of product owner? And then they will ask you, what if you get a new product or a less experienced guy, he's just starting out as a product owner, how you will handle that team? So essentially they want to know whether you know what is the role of a seasoned product owner will know what he has to do. A guy who is new to agile or new to this product development environment, they may not know, and then you have to coach them. So they need to know whether you know what product owner will do during sprint or during the working of your team. So yeah, who wants to attempt this question? Again, basic points. Don't think out of the box here, just basic points. What the 3-4 main things that the PO will do? Abhilasha.
Product owner should be available as a single point of contact to the team for providing the answer for the questions. And about the
Beautiful. So he should be, big point, he should be bloody available. Then that's a big problem. He should be available for clarifying doubts on requirements. That's the main thing. If the PO is not available for requirement clarification, these things pile up, bugs are not moved, stories are not moved, and this acts as a big blocker or a problem. Done. What else?
If any mid-sprint task is coming, so PO should be like available with the team to decide like which is the high priority or which we can like move back to product backlog or
Yes, to reprioritize.
Reprioritize
the backlog. Can PO reprioritize sprint backlog?
Not alone.
No.
After discussing with the Scrum team.
Scrum team.
He can do,
He can
but with
reprioritize the sprint.
he can do with the developer.
With the dev team discussion.
But developer will have the vote on it. Actually, developer is the one who has to do the sprint backlog. They own it.
Yes.
PO helps them to reprioritize that with in concurrence with the PO they can take, but sprint backlog is owned by the developers only.
Yes. Technically, yes. Correct. You are right. The product owner will reprioritize the product backlog. But if there is mid-sprint change, then he can influence that. But ultimately, it is to the Scrum team that will decide whether to take up that story or not. He says it is critical, but then they are the ones who decide which ones, okay, we will take, but which ones we are going to move. They own the sprint backlog. Correct. Okay. What
and
else?
in the sprint refinement or in the grooming meeting.
Grooming calls. You need him to be there in the grooming calls so that future stories can be talked about, discussed, and finalized. Yeah. Again, major thing. Batsman does batting. He hits 4s and 6s. What is that? What is 4s and 6s for a product owner? Main thing. This is clarifying requirements is a big deal. Main thing. Yes.
So product goal. You want to set a product goal.
PO comes with the sprint goal actually.
Yes, sprint goal.
Yes. He takes singles. Yes. Sixer. Where is the sixer? Main thing. What is the main job of a PO?
So ensure that working product is available.
He has
bring
to
the
close
requirements.
the stories. He has to either accept your stories or reject your stories based on the acceptance criteria. Isn't it? Isn't that the main role? Based on his acceptance and rejection, we can see whether the work is done or not. Either the functionality is done, he accepts that whatever you have done or everything is working as per acceptance criteria, or he represents the client, he represents the business. So this is very important. Why? Because login functionality, he says, yeah, this is fit for the business. He accepts that story. Tomorrow, this goes to production and the client raises a concern. Boss, this is not what we want. Can you blame the developers and the testers here? Because PO has accepted this story. PO said, boss, I have seen it. This is whatever requirement I gave you. This is 8-letter password. This is as a screen. There is a link, all that, blah, blah, blah. This is beautiful. I accept it. But once again, you have to give me, there's somebody at the door. Looks like there is nobody in my home. Just give me 2 minutes. Okay.
So,
Pandurang, have you
Chaman,
given?
what were the
Okay,
questions
sorry.
that were asked to you? Sorry. Did you hear?
Yeah, okay. Oh,
Okay.
yes. Okay, so the question was that actually no project script. Okay, the additional requirement comes, then how you can handle that? Additional, can you hear me? Hello?
But can you
Yes,
please
we
repeat
can hear
it?
you.
Yeah,
Can you?
okay. So if middle of the sprint, any requirement comes and PO is saying, okay, you have to do this actually, it is very urgent. So how you can handle this situation like that actually? So sir has given enough material, so I explain everything.
Even I was asked this question and I said that same
Uh,
thing said. Then he cross questioned me. Have you not done not read the agile principles? Agile saying that you have to accept it. Then why you're not
mm,
accepting it? The cross question.
mm.
Then I said that okay. Sir, sorry, sir. We are discussing the question
No,
actually.
no, no. This
Yeah.
is fair.
Then
Go ahead.
I said that okay. Agile says we have to accept this. We have to adapt it, but it doesn't mean that it is a continuous habit of PO. He every day, every now and then he is coming and he is having a scope creep. Then that even that is not set by the agile, stating that we can have anything in between. There is some process that if it is affecting the sprint goal, then we have to. Then I do. Then he said that no, you have to have the agile. You have to read the agile manifesto.
Manifesto.
No,
Yeah,
agile
so
manifesto, but you have, as a scrum master, you have to protect the sprint
Protect
goal.
the sprint goal. That's what I said. The
That
sprint
is
goal has to
also
be protected. Okay, the
you have
sprint
to
goal.
be agile, but you have to accept the sprint goal.
Accept
How
the
do you do that? By only allowing critical items.
critic. Then I said that okay, if I have accept at times I have accepted the mid sprint, but okay, if it is affecting the business value, then I will accept it. But if the product owner wants it in between, then that is not how a scrum master should behave. Then I said that okay. Then he said, ask me 10 principles of the agile manifesto. Can you read out? And then I
Oh.
said, sorry, sir. Then I have
No,
said
no, 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 no.
Actually, I have to say, but
No, no.
at that time, I don't know.
No. But we need to know, and I am going to cover it.
Exactly.
Agile principles and Scrum principles, there's a difference. And you need to know with examples. Those are actually, that is not theory. It is basically all the good practices of great software teams in the world. A lot of people mistake it. They think it is theory. It's not theory. Those are actual real practices that a team should have. That's practical knowledge. How? We'll get
sir,
to it.
and we have to explain that Moscow technique,
Moscow,
Rome technique. That actually I have explained that, but yeah, it's right. Moscow technique, I mean, should have, must have, and uh,
Could have.
could have like that. Rome,
don't worry, rest of
accept.
you have
Yeah,
no clue about it. We'll cover it. Okay.
okay.
So where were we? Main job of the PO is accept and reject the user stories, because he is the one who represents client, and based on his assessment, we are team is relying on him to understand whether whatever they have built is acceptable by the business or not. That's the main role of the. He has to give the requirement in the form of a user story. That is one. The second main role is he has to accept and reject the user stories based on the, then prioritizing the product backlog. That is another big value item he has to do. He has to prioritize the backlog. He has to tell us this is high, this is low, this is medium. He has to do it. What else? What else is a main big deal? Clarifying requirements, accept and reject user stories, priorities. One other thing. One other.
Backlog refinement.
He has to be there in backlog refinement. Yes. One other thing is again
Sir,
very.
he wants to set up DOR. DOR. Definition.
DOR is essentially, yeah, he is a part of that discussion.
The acceptance criteria he has to.
He has to set that acceptance criteria. That's, yes. So that's covered under grooming. In grooming call, he has to introduce stories and give us an acceptance criteria. That's fine. One other thing, he has to manage stakeholders. He is the one. So in some organizations, Scrum Master is also involved in client handling and stakeholder management, but PO also has a major role in handling the stakeholders. He will talk to sales team, CTOs, CIOs, other vendors. He will on what are the new features we are going to build. So who gives that information? He will talk to a lot of different folks, have that understanding. So there are sponsors, people who are willing to pay you to build a feature. There could be, that's we'll get into who are those people. So he needs to talk to those people who give you the requirements. So that's basically the stakeholder expectation and stakeholder management. He plays a major role there. Is this? What does a bloody PO do? Sorry, I've been a Scrum Master most of my life, so I will say that. But POs are also nice, but not all. So stakeholder management, he will do clarification of requirements, he will either accept the story or reject the story. And of course, he will help you in, he will do the prioritization of the backlog. So those are 4 or 5 main things. If you miss any of it, then you don't know what PO is going to do. If you don't tell me that main role of a PO is handling stakeholders and prioritizing backlog and clarifying requirements and accepting and rejecting stories based on acceptance criteria. If you are not telling me these 4 things, you don't know what a PO is all about. Is this? I mean, apart from that also, he will do a lot of things, but these are like very basics. If nobody is prioritizing backlog, then what the hell is PO doing? If who will close the stories? It is only based on his acceptance criteria you can believe that the story is done or not. I mean, there are other factors also for quality, but from a business point, he has to, and then he has to clarify requirements. He has to prioritize the backlog. Oh, good. Make sure you mention these 4 points 100%. Okay. Then next question. Oh, this is a very nice question. So next question is a very nice question. Why? Because if you can answer this question for 4 hours, non-stop, you can talk about 4 or 5 hours on this. You can get a job of 70, 80, 90 lakhs, even 1 CR. These are your director level jobs or strategy level jobs. Basically, how the hell in an so this is on a team level. You will be asked at a team level. But if you think from an organizational point of view, how do you have a proper alignment or collaboration between your 3 idiots, developers, QAs, and POs? And I would say this guy is saying designers, but I would say POs and designers, all 4 of them, designers, QAs, POs, developers, all 3, 4 of these parties, how to do alignment on an organizational level. If you can understand this, you can get into a big value this thing. But you will not get it there now. You will have to understand it, how you do that on a team level. But Scrum Master has to know how he will collaborate all 3 of these, maybe the 4th one PO also, but at least so how do you align these 3? So that's the basic question. I hope you understand the question. Designers is basically your UX designer, developers and QAs. How do you get them together? What strategies do you have? This is an interesting question.
Sir, you can
They
have
should have
pair
transparency
programming.
about
This you understand, right? So QAs, developers, designers, these used to work in different teams earlier before Agile in waterfall model. Agile says, boss, you have to get them together. So that's your main role. So now how do you do that?
they should have transparency.
Vision, we
First,
should.
Depends,
first we
sir.
have to make them as a Scrum
Yeah,
team.
sir,
First, we have to
depends.
explain the agile methods.
One by
Op-
one. Go,
openness,
go first.
openness.
Openness.
Sir, dependency matrix. I mean, developer and QA.
यार ये
Then
इंजीनियरिंग
second,
एग्जाम है कि वही क्वेश्चन आया तो चलो जो पता है 2-4 लाइन लिख दो.
sorry.
But
The first we should make.
no, but I appreciate what you are saying, but give me the precise. If try.
There should
The
be no
first-
silos
What
in
you guys
between.
are saying is I can accept it, but it's not precision. It is not an answer of a 5-year, 4-year-old Scrum Master.
They should be
first
not.
we should,
They should not work in silos. Actually, if they should not, the silos has to be breaked first of all.
That I
So
understand.
first
If the
of all,
de-
we should make
I
them
agree with
understand.
you that they should not work in silos, but how?
So we should bring them together with the vision. What is the common vision?
Cross-functional team. That's the word you have to use.
Cross-function.
Cross-function.
He's right when he says they don't have to work in silos, which means that we have to work in cross-functional team. Cross-functional teams means designers, QAs, developers, all of them are part of one team. Correct? So cross-functional team. That's your first coaching point. You can only ensure their alignment if it is a cross-functional team. If UI team is different, Java team is different, UX designer team is different, QA team is different, then again you are working in silos. If it is not a cross-functional team, then it is again you have waterfall issues. Yes or no? So how do you ensure alignment that these people bring them as a part of one Scrum team, cross-functional team? Is this clear to all of you? Pyali, we can see your head only.
Scrum has all.
And self-organize.
Scrum is the empirical process.
The team needs to be transparent, like when they are showing, declaring or stating
That's
their.
The first we need to.
Give me bloody practical answers.
So
Yeah,
you
we
have
need
to
to
make them
explain the
understand that
vision.
if the quality assurance is giving that some bugs, then the developer should understand that it is not a big headache to them. It is to save them. That's what you said yesterday.
Sir, CI/CD pipeline, actually we can integrate with, I mean, all, developer.
Yes.
Sorry.
That I'll get into the details, but I'll give you that point. Yes, through CI/CD tool you can get
Yeah,
everything.
because they are interdependent actually. So developer is developing something and he wants to, he wants to test, so he will move to the SIT server and test.
Your point is valid. Let me rephrase it. So one, it is clear that alignment of these three different parties is through a cross-functional team. That is clear to all of us. The second thing is that you have to, what we call, see, in Agile or in Scrum, the quality of the software is not only the responsibility of the testers. Traditionally, it is only testers. But in Scrum, it is also the responsibility of the developers. So by making them understand this point that they can help by doing unit testing and code reviews, that is how they can help reduce the bugs and take care of the quality. Also, there is something called shift left strategy. There is a very popular term. It is called shift left strategy. Shift left strategy is essentially that you are involving QAs from a very early stage of the development process. So as soon as the requirement comes, typically QAs in the development cycle, in a typical software development life cycle, which you call SDLC, which has a requirement phase, design, development, testing. So in the typical SDLC, the testers would come in a later stage of by that time the product would have already developed. So Agile and Scrum said, no, boss, this is not going to work. You have to introduce the QAs from a very early stage, which means as soon as the requirement comes in the grooming call itself, QA is there. Similarly, QA is there in the sprint planning also. Similarly, the developers also understand that they are also responsible for testing, unit testing. So they have to help. So this is shift left strategy, where you make them understand that quality is no longer the responsibility of only QAs, and QAs have to be involved early. In the grooming itself, they have to assess whether this requirement is testable or not through the acceptance criteria. And then they have to get into sprint planning also and design also. So they have QAs also need to know what is the design of the story or the functionality that you are bringing up. So cross-functional teams, shift left strategy. Then there is something called Figma. I don't know how many of you know. There is something called Figma. Do you guys?
It's design.
Yes, but the
What?
design is given. Mock designs are given on the Figma screens.
If it's for the UX design,
UX, UI.
for the product owner or someone who is not technical, just to give them the idea to the
So
coders.
who is responsible for these Figmas?
Designer.
Designer is responsible for Figma. So you encourage the designers to upload the Figma screens before the starting of the sprint so that coding and testing can happen nicely. So they have this. So you want your designers to complete this Figma before and this should be as a part of your DOR that the Figma is ready for a particular story. That is. And then CI/CD. So what is CI/CD and all that, blah, blah, blah. Then that I'll explain in detail, because if I start explaining CI/CD, 1 hour chapter, but CI/CD is one. So CI/CD, introduction of CI/CD, Figma, cross-functional teams, shift left. These are 3 or 4 very important.
Sir, I just want to introduce, like, can we say, like, it is also the job of the Scrum Master so that to make a safe environment, we are not going to the retro, but make a safe environment so that they can speak their impediments during the daily Scrum?
Yes. That, yes. That is a cultural, this thing, yeah. You can also say that. Yes. But the 4 major techniques to align these people is shift left, introduction of Figma, then CI/CD, and of course what is the first one we discussed? I don't know, cross-functional teams. Cross-functional teams. So is this clear to all of you? How to align these teams? These are the 4 ways. Again, there are multiple ways, but at a basic team level, these are very basic points. If Figma is not introduced, I am very, oh, this guy knows Agile or Scrum or not. Because designers have to get in early. Designers have to give you that design. It gives a good understanding to the developers and the testers. Similarly, if it is not a cross-functional team, then again, you are working in silos. It has to be cross-functional team, one team. Testers, everybody is working towards one thing. And that is a challenge in real life. It is not easy to get cross-functional teams. So a lot of organizations struggle. They will have separate QA teams. The trouble with separate QA teams is that QAs and developers think they are competing with each other rather than cooperating with each other. And if they are competing with each other, oh, I will raise 100 bugs. Oh, I will prove that this bug is not a valid bug. They will keep on fighting. And in this competition, the product suffers. ये सब बोल देना इंटरव्यू में, ठीक है? रियल लाइफ में करना है, करना नहीं करना, but please say these things in the interview. Okay, you've paid me money to listen to all this and say, okay, sorry, I'm a practical guy. In real life, there are a lot of compromises. Nobody wants to work, and that's okay. Why should we work? Okay, so is this clear to all of you? Testers need to get in early in the development cycle. So which means as soon as the story starts, the coder starts writing the code, they start designing the test cases rather than waiting. So this is how you bring that alignment. They start writing the test cases. By the time then they start creating the test data. By the time the coder is done with the story, they are ready to execute the test cases. So that sort of culture and you bring in. Is this?
Yeah. Sir, can you differentiate with UX, UI, and Figma? Little bit. Sorry.
See, UX is basically your UX design. What is the theme of an application? UI is a particular form or buttons that you are using. And Figma is a design. Basically, it's just do a quick Google, or I can do that and show you a screen. Basically, it tells you the flow or the screen that how you are going to be, or how your design is going to look like.
It will be like a flow chart of the pages, like simply.
Something like that.
Wireframes.
Wireframes, yeah.
Mind map, like.
Wireframes. See, for example, you go to an ICICI banking application. There are multiple functionalities within it, but there will be a consistent theme in that application. That's your UX design. Yep. Okay, is this clear to all of you? Are you all good with it? Very nice. Then,
29.
29 question. What is 29 question? This is a nice question, but this is good question. Okay, this is actually what challenges can arise during sprint execution and how do you address them? This is one question, but again, how do you improve the team? What do you do in day-to-day life? If we give you a team which is struggling, how you will improve? What are the blockers you get? Same question. Same bloody question. So yeah, so you can raise a point, but whosoever raises a point, give me the point and an example. Without an example, I will not accept it. And then, of course, I will also give you the example if you can't. That's fine. The question is, what challenges have... So you run sprints. What are the challenges that you get and how do you resolve them?
We can get technical issues while doing the execution.
One second. Technical issues. What sort of technical issues you get?
Server may be down. So
Maybe the email server.
One guy at a time. Yeah, don't. I'll come to you, Deepak sir. So I'm just grilling Mohammed sir, asking cross questioning so that he can get into that mode, and I'll come to your point. Yes.
So there might be many technical issues, like maybe they're developing something and any of the server, like
Which is the
SMTP
most
server,
popular technical issue that you can face?
that is code merge.
Beautiful. That's all I wanted to know, and then you can give an example. Nice.
Yeah, maybe multiple people. There will be a code repository, and multiple developers are trying to push the code into the repository, and at that time,
What is the solution?
So the solution is we need to merge the code on a daily basis.
Frequently, and
so
you
that,
need to have a proper branching strategy.
Branching strategy.
This is good point. Good point.
What's
Ore, you have too many hands. Very good. Who wants to? I think Deepak was making a point. Yeah, Deepak sir. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was also telling the same technical issue. When the server is down, we need to collaborate. As a Scrum Master, I need to ensure that the right point of contact is there and everything is addressed on time.
Fair point. Then what else?
Dependency.
Dependency is the right thing. Yeah, Vasim sir, go ahead.
Dependency.
What is dependency? Give me an example.
Like if we want to build a X feature, and that X feature is has some dependency on Y feature, then the Y feature should be completed first, then we can do the X feature.
But that's your grooming issue, right? In the grooming call, that
mock the APIs.
Very good. So let us say you are dependent on some team. They had to give you an API. That API is not available. So you can mock that API. That could be one of the solutions.
And remove all the services which are down circuit.
Very good. You noted it down. Very good. Good. So I understand that you'll be able to handle it. What else? Priyanka, go next. What do you want to?
I think that DO definition of ready is not there. So the stories are not ready for development.
So the challenge I faced, sir, is that we got into too many blockers because we used to take stories which are not ready for development. Okay. And then I made sure we had a DOR. So after starting to use this practice, we had less blockers, and we were able to complete more and more stories because we used to identify dependencies and blockers. Initially, we used to do estimation so that we used to take stories which complete within that sprint. All that we used to do using DOR, which increased my productivity. Fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me 1 minute here. I have to attend a phone call. Give me 1 minute.
Okay, one more question actually asked that morning in that interview. What kind of report you are sending to management?
For LTM entry, right?
Yeah, LTM entry.
Okay.
Actually, I'm giving in-house actually interview.
Okay.
So
For which location? Pune.
Pune.
I'm also in Pune.
You are in LTM entry.
Same LTM entry. Abhilasha?
No. Another company. This location I was saying.
You want to come in our company, you can. I will share contact. Actually, so many vacancies are in our company, but thing is that no Scrum Master, so many vacancies, but I'm not that much capable to give the interviews and all. That's
See,
why
even I
that's
have
my
gave
minus point actually.
LTM
Yeah.
entry is the interviewer screwed me really. I'm sorry for the language, but he really for the past 40 minutes he scenario based questions again, that question from that question, and he
Oh, you gave
But
interview for LTM entry, Venkatesh?
yes.
Okay. You are also from Pune?
No.
Okay.
I'm from Hyderabad actually, but that
Okay.
I have just given the interview. That person really
Okay, I'm also from Hyderabad. I was asking, is there any opening for LTM entry Hyderabad?
is there actually.
yeah, there's
Is
I
there.
think many vacancies, right? But he said banking domain, right? For
Yeah,
you.
banking domain. So actually, banking domain, different insurance domain, all multiple actually.
So you have to have
In-house, so
knowledge
many
of that.
vacancies are there.
What is that is like these Scrum Masters most helpful in banking domains and financial
I
domains.
think yes, yeah.
For financial domains only extremely they need it actually because they will make it for every quarter and they will add some businesses and all. They will make multiple changes.
Anyone is from
So
Bangalore?
that's why.
He asked me formulas also.
Yeah, I'm from
Anyone
Bangalore.
is from Bangalore?
I'm from Bangalore.
Oh, you're from Bangalore. Okay. So where
Yeah,
you're
I'm
working?
from Bangalore.
Dell.
What?
Yeah, very good.
Really?
Are you really working in Dell?
Yes.
Because I'm
And you
Why
want to
you want
change
to
the Scrum Master to
why
another
you want to
organization.
search
Very good, yeah.
other project? I mean, other
What
company.
was
I will
that?
bring you on Monday.
What was that for Bangalore? I'm actually also in Bangalore.
Okay. Kiran is from like we are working in the same company. We got to know today.
Who?
Kiran,
Oh, Kiran and you, same
yes,
company.
Dell.
Yes.
That's good. That is
So
good.
Dell is service based or product based?
It's product based and
Product.
service based also.
Both.
EMC is
Both.
Dell has acquired EMC, no? So some of them are service based. It's
Actually,
not like
I
complete
also
service, it's like product based.
I have also worked with Dell way back when they had their first center in India. This was way back. But those days were very different, yeah, very different. On Saturdays, we used to get food from 5-star. We used to get working for an extra Saturday, would get you 2.5x of your salary for that day. Those were, people have 5-star to aise bulate the. Every company was like that. Those were days, yeah. Now, to everything is cost cutting. If they want you to bring water also from home, coffee also from home, and they want you to work for 14 hours, all this crap, anyways. Okay. So yeah, some issue is there. So I'll wind up in next 2, 3, 4 minutes. Let's. Where were? So you got this right. Where were we? Somebody was making some points.
The DOR.
DOR. Yes, DOR. Then what else? Same yeah. All your 20 blockers you can use. Scope creep. Requirements are not clear. There is no balance in the workload. Some people have too much work. Some people have too less work. You will, if you observe it, then you will put WIP limits, pair programming. WIP limits I'll get into more. But basically, you can use all your 20 blockers into this. And I think I heard some conversation of grilling. Yeah, they will cross question you, yeah, but it will take 3, 4, 5 interviews.
Sir, he asked me Tuckman's principle. Suddenly,
Tuckman's is very. It's not very.
Suddenly, I didn't get what is Tuckman is I think something into Scrum. Then I said that is it like a forming, norming, storming? Yeah. Go ahead. Then I said. Then he said examples in it. Then a lot of things he asked. Yeah, he's basically into bookish kind of a thing. And he also asked me, sir, my register kind of a thing. He said that you maintain risk register. I said yes. I said yes. Then what are the columns in the risk register? Then I said risk mitigation strategies, risk number, risk type, and all this. No, this is not enough. You should have more columns. Sir, columns. Then how the risk is.
I bet he has not. Lot of these people are not involved in direct deliveries. So people who are not involved in direct deliveries, they tend to be very theoretical. If you have not dealt with actual deliveries in real-time projects, then you will get into all these bullshit theory questions. And a lot of these senior folks, they hate getting into delivery. Delivery is dirty work. So they would sit behind these process-oriented, process creating, culture creating, all these kind of roles and be parasites to the company. I hate people who are not in direct deliveries. Get some revenue here. Otherwise, why would you work for a company? There are too many parasites these days. All with all these middle management is like that. Anyways, let's not get into it. Okay. I think we can stop for today. Next item we are going to do is, I think Monday we can finish off our grooming and a couple of other this thing. So I hope you had a good session today. Go through the questions again, and then probably Monday we'll have a session.
Sir, some question. I mean, some conflict management question providers.
Okay, I will provide you on Monday. Okay, conflict management we'll cover in detail. Yeah, don't worry. But questions I'll give you. PO and developers are not getting along. What are you going to do? QAs and devs are fighting. Seniors and juniors, there is a group. groupism, how you were going to deal with that. There are multiple stakeholders, each one wants their feature to be built. What are you going to do in those situations? So these are some of the conflict questions you are going to get. But how do you tackle those step by step? We'll get into. Okay, maybe one last question. All of you are very sad when you. This is a very good group here. After a very long time, you guys
No.
get sad when.
No, sir. Actually, today's session was, sorry. Today's session is daily stand-up meeting. Like our session is happen.
No, this will be
talk
like this
together.
only. I'm going to ask you questions because see, you have to get into the practice of talking about agile. It's interviews are also like talking, right? Some people will like you, some may not like you. That's it. You are going to talk about how in your opinion, how do you run a software team? How do you look at these problems? What are the issues you get? How do you solve them? What kind of reports you send? How do you deal with these issues? What are your views on it? And then some people will like you, some people will really like you, some people will not like you. So you have to think like interview like this only. If you think like, don't go in a validation mode, whether I am good or bad. Don't give this power to anybody. You should never give that power to anybody. Nobody can decide whether you are good or bad. You are the king of the world. So have that confidence, and it helps in every sphere of life. So if you give that power to somebody that you are seeking validation, then it's not a very cool thing to do. And unfortunately, these things they don't teach in schools and colleges, and our culture doesn't. We are always seeking validation. Dekho, is my shirt good? Is my hair good? Am I doing good work? To hell with everybody. You should just care about yourself, but act like you are a servant leader, but in reality. Anyways, what am I teaching? Okay, so
we are in the jungle.
No, see, half of my job is to give you a lot of confidence. Agile is not very difficult. You guys will get it. But 50-60% of my job here for next 2 months is to give you enough confidence to be there in the interview room. And if you are relaxed and confident, you will get through here. No worries. Okay, have a nice weekend. Go through the questions and then we'll see each other on Monday.
Okay, sir. Bye.
Bye,
Okay, sir. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
You.
Happy weekend.
Bye. Have a great week.
Have a nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.